Section 7. The First Noble Truth, Dukkha continued. 3 aspects of experience. The Buddha was realistic and objective, he says, with regard to life and the enjoyment of sense pleasures, that one should clearly understand 3 things. 1. Attraction or enjoyment. 2. Evil consequence or danger or unsatisfactoriness. And 3. Freedom or liberation. When you see a pleasant, charming, and beautiful person, you like him or her. You are attracted. You enjoy seeing that person again and again. You derive pleasure and satisfaction from that person. This is enjoyment. It is a fact of experience. But this enjoyment is not permanent, just as that person and all his or her attractions are not permanent either. When the situation changes, when you cannot see that person, when you are deprived of this enjoyment, you become sad. You may become unreasonable and unbalanced. You may even behave foolishly. This is the evil, unsatisfactory, and dangerous side of the picture. This too is a fact of experience. Now, if you have no attachment to the person, if you are completely detached, that is freedom, liberation. These 3 things are true with regard to all enjoyment in life. From this, it is evident that it is no question of pessimism or optimism, but that we must take account of the pleasures of life as well as of its pains and sorrows, and also freedom from them. In order to understand life completely and objectively, only then is true liberation possible. Regarding this question, the Buddha says, O bhikkhus, if any recluses or brahmanas do not understand objectively in this way that the enjoyment of sense pleasures is enjoyment, that their unsatisfactoriness is unsatisfactoriness, that liberation from them is liberation, then it is not possible that they themselves will certainly understand the desire for sense pleasures completely, or that they will be able to instruct another person to that end, or that the person following their instruction will completely understand the desire for sense pleasures. But, O bhikkhus, if any recluses or brahmanas understand objectively in this way that the enjoyment of sense pleasures is enjoyment, that their unsatisfactoriness is unsatisfactoriness, that liberation from them is liberation, then it is possible that they themselves will certainly understand the desire for sense pleasures completely, and that they will be able to instruct another person to that end, and that the person following their instruction will completely understand the desire for sense pleasures. 3 aspects of dukkha. The conception of dukkha may be viewed from 3 aspects. 1. Dukkha as ordinary suffering, dukkha dukkha. 2. Dukkha as produced by change, viparinama dukkha. And 3. Dukkha as conditioned states, samkhara dukkha. All kinds of suffering in life, like birth, old age, sickness, and death, association with unpleasant persons and conditions, separation from loved ones and pleasant conditions, not getting what one desires, grief, lamentation, distress, all such forms of physical and mental suffering, which are universally accepted as suffering or pain, are included in dukkha as ordinary suffering. A happy feeling, a happy condition in life is not permanent, not everlasting. It changes sooner or later. When it changes, it produces pain, suffering, unhappiness. This vicissitude is included in dukkha as suffering produced by change. It is easy to understand the 2 forms of suffering mentioned above. No one will dispute them. This aspect of the First Noble Truth is more popularly known because it is easy to understand. It is a common experience in our daily life. But the 3rd form of dukkha, as conditioned states, is the most important philosophical aspect of the First Noble Truth, and it requires some analytical explanation of what we consider as a being, as an individual or as I. What we call a being or an individual or I, according to Buddhist philosophy, is only a combination of ever-changing physical and mental forces or energies, which may be divided into 5 groups or aggregates. The Buddha says, in short, these 5 aggregates of attachment are dukkha. Elsewhere, he distinctly defines dukkha as the 5 aggregates. O bhikkhus, what is dukkha? It should be said that it is the 5 aggregates of attachment. Here, it should be clearly understood that dukkha and the 5 aggregates are not 2 different things. The 5 aggregates themselves are dukkha. We will understand this point better when we have some notion of the 5 aggregates which constitute the so-called being.